burden you have for the young people. It was here that you launched the Emerging Leaders Program, when you expressed to the MANTLE leadership the burden you have for the students, many of whom were falling out of university, others were being affected in many, many ways. We thank you for that idea of safe campaign. Then shortly after that, you also supported the ID program that is intended to handle the secondary school. This, the Emerging Leaders Program is for universities and tertiary institutions, while ID is for primary. Now a third one has come in. It's like every road now leads to Uganda. We thank God for Apostle Isi. Thank you so much for coming at the right time. Shall we give a round of applause for Apostle Isi and the team? We know this is not by accident. God himself who has led you to come here, especially now that it's being launched in McKellar University. Briefly, before I call you Mama, what is the connection between a preacher, an evangelist, and a prophetess or apostle with science and technology? Some people here wondering, I thought, some of them were wondering, why is this coming from the church? They don't see the connection because for many centuries it was looked at differently. From the Middle Ages, the church then fought science. But science and the church are not different because God has written 3 books. God has not only written one book, the scriptures, he has written 3 books. The first book is what we call the Bible in the Christian setting, the book of his words. But the second book is the book of his works. Can you people look around? Around you here, the trees, all that is the book of his works. That is the second book he has written, including yourself. Look at yourself. You are the second book. That book is science, biology, botany, everything that we study in science. That is the second book, the book of his works. Jesus scolded the Pharisees and said, the reason you do err is because you don't study both books. You don't study the book of his works, and you don't study the book of his works. We are supposed to study the book of his works, and that is science and technology. Science teaches us how he created us, biology, how he created the trees. So science is the second book. The third book is our conscience. Can everybody touch here like this? You have a part in you, the third book, that is his conscience. That is God's reason in you. That is the part in you that tells you you are doing wrong, you are doing right. So, for us as church, we must support the 3 books and we must study the 3 books. So when the Reformation realized those 3 books, the book of his works, that is science and technology and all that, the book of his word, of his words, that is the Bible, and then the book of his reason within us. When they started to do that in the Reformation, Europe changed. That was how the scientific revolution was born. That's why when you go to Cambridge, the first scientific laboratory in Cambridge, there is a inscription, Psalms 111, verse 2. Great are the works of the Lord. Those who delight in them, study them. That is talking about the second book. Great are the works of the Lord. Those who delight in God's works, study them. It's still there. The first scientific laboratory in 1600, it is there. And so, Mama, for us as believers, pastors in particular, we want to promote science, the study of science, the study of technology, because it's part of God's works. And so, by us being here and seeing a prophetess and an apostle coming, promoting the study of IT, information technology, is part and parcel of the gospel. The gospel is supposed to promote that. And so, they are not different, they are together. It's just that the church at a certain time lost that second book. And we lost it in the secular, but we are coming back We are saying, yes, this is the second book of God. We studied the Bible, the first book. We studied the second book, that is science. And so we are here. Science is part of God's work. Finally, the father of modern science is called Francis Bacon. That man said that when man fell, he fell in two ways. One is inside, that is his faith, when he became corrupted. But the second is when man failed to exercise dominion over nature. He said so, Jesus' work to redeem us has those two aspects. One is to restore us, that is religion and faith, to our God. But the second is to restore our ability to exercise dominion over nature. He says for the first one, we do it by faith and religion. But the second one, we do it by science and technology. That is Francis Bacon, the father of modern science. He connected our restoration and salvation to science. Many people don't know that Newton, the laws that we studied, Newton was a believer. He wrote more about the Bible than science. We know
if Makerere University really sees the need of character development, the rest of the universities will catch the call. Trust that even this will lead us where we're going. DEBORAH, in partnership with Africa World Training Center, will train over 2,000 youth, as you heard Beatrice say, and professionals in digital skills and cyber security. DEBORAH, AWFC, have committed to take care of the funding and technical aspects of this initiative, and we cannot thank them enough. I have no doubt that if well implemented by the grace of God, this initiative will benefit our young people through advanced education and skills development, job creation, economic empowerment, and international partnership opportunities. Our young people who will successfully go through this training will be able to secure job placements with competitive global salaries in different countries through the already established networks of the international partners of the Africa World Training Center. I trust. Since our meeting in January this year with Apostle Isi, a founder of DEBORAH and the founders of AWFC, Austin Coffee and Valerie Coffee, my office has been working tirelessly, as you heard Peter Sama say, with our two partners to ensure this initiative takes off and takes off soon. A letter of intent was issued from my office and a memorandum of understanding has been finalized. I know that since my office announced this initiative on social media, many young people have been calling to inquire when the initiative will commence. Well, by the grace of God, we shall be ready to roll out this transformative initiative in May of this year. For me, what is even more exciting is that the church has now learned to go beyond the four walls of the church and get involved in the other 6 mountains of influence to see the kingdom of God advance on earth. Because